Alright guys, so additional problems tayo for Module 1 and Module 2. Again, this is for the topic of rectilinear translation and free-falling bodies. And yung Module 2 natin is the variable acceleration motion. Alright, so let's start with problem number 1. So guys, this is a CE Board 2005. So basahin natin yung problem. So the figure shows a train traveling at a constant uniform velocity of 75 kilometers per hour and a car traveling at a speed of 36 kilometers per hour, so as shown in the figure, towards point O. So if the train moves at a uniform velocity, which of the following gives the nearest value of the required time t for the train to reach the point of collision, point O? For letter B, which of the following gives the nearest value of the acceleration of the car if the car reaches point O 10 seconds ahead than of the train? And letter C, using the acceleration computed above, which of the following gives the nearest velocity of the car at the point of collision? Okay, so as shown here in the figure, so andito si car. Ayan, so medyo malabo lang. So ito si car traveling at a velocity of 36 kilometers per hour. So the car is 1 kilometer away from the point of collision O. While yung train, so the train is traveling at 75 kilometers per hour, which is also 1 kilometer away from the point of collision. So ano ba yung hinahanap sa una? So again, gaya ng dati, isulat muna natin yung mga available equation. So dito na lang. So final velocity is equals to initial plus acceleration times time. And then yung isa, S is equals to VOT plus 1/2 of AT squared. And then yung pangatlo, so we have yung botogs, BF squared is equals to BO squared plus 2AS. Alright, so for letter A, so if the train moves at a uniform velocity, so maliwanag naman dyan. So uniform velocity. So meaning, yung initial, so gawin ko na lang ganyan, initial velocity of the train and yung final velocity ng train is equals. So equal siya sa 75 kilometers per hour. Kaso, na kilometers per hour siya, so ang magandang gawin natin dyan is i-convert muna natin. Ano? So as for the 36 kilometer per hour ng car. So 75. So, ang gawin natin, convert muna natin yung taas. So, ang dali natin unit siya sa meter per second. So, 1,000 meter is to 1 kilometer. So, cancel. And then, 1 hour is to 3,600 seconds. Or divide mo lang siya ng 3.6, ano? So, common divisible, 1,000. So, itong kanyang velocity is also equivalent sa calculator. So 75 di pa lagi yung isang ano no. 75 divided by 3,600 times 1,000. So 125 over 6. So 125 over 6. So, meter per second. So, iipod ko lang ito ng konti yan. Hindi pala siya ma-move. Kailang na. So, may itim. Ito na lang. Ayan. So, this one is 75. Sige, yan na lang. And then, for the car, so 36, lagay na lang natin dito. So 36 divided by 3.6. So that is 10 meter per second. Alright, so for letter A, ayun nga, if the train moves at a constant velocity, which of the following gives the nearest value of the time t for the train to reach the point of collision? So, between these three equation, alin kaya dyan yung magandang gamitin? So I think itong second one, ano, kasi given naman yung kanyang distance, which is 1 kilometer or 1,000 meter. Ayan. So gamitin natin yung pangalawang equation. So S equals to initial velocity ng train times the time plus 1/2 of a t squared. So yung acceleration mo, since constant yung velocity, acceleration will be equals to 0. So since constant o hindi nagbabago yung kanyang velocity, so we can cancel out this term of the equation. So ito lang yung kailangan natin. So 1,000 is equals to the initial velocity, which is 125 over 6 meter per second multiplied by the time t. So the time required for the train to reach point O is equals lang sa, so that would be 1,000 times 6 divided by 125. So we have 48 seconds. Alright. Next will be for letter B. So ano bang hinahanap sa B? So which of the following gives the nearest value of the acceleration of the car if the car reaches point O 10 seconds ahead then of the train? So nauna siya ng 10 seconds. So therefore, yung time for the car, ito gawin na lang nating train, is equals sa time ng train and then minus 10 seconds kasi 10 seconds earlier nga siya naarating doon. Or the time of the car is equals lang to 38 seconds. Right, so which of the following gives the nearest value of the acceleration? So ang hinahanap is acceleration. So given yung initial velocity ng car, so I think magandang gamitin is value of the acceleration. So ito ring second equation. Ano? So ang hinahanap is acceleration. So wala kasing final velocity, accelerating siya. Okay, so yung second equation din, tama? So for letter B, so again, use the same formula. S na BOT plus 1/2 of AT squared. So yung distance naman ng car is the same lang dun sa train, which is 1,000. Dito ko lang sulat sa gilid. So 1,000 is equals to the initial velocity of the car, which is 10 meter per second, and then multiply by 38, and then plus 1/2 of the acceleration ng car times t squared. Ayan. So transpose mo lang to sa kabila, then multiply mo ng 2, and then divide mo ng 38 squared. So the answer for the acceleration ng car is just equals to, so again, 1,000 minus 10 times 38, and then times 2, and then divided by 38 squared. So that is 0.8587 meter per second squared. Okay, so last for letter C, ano ba tinatanong sa C? So using the acceleration computed sa letter B, which of the following gives the nearest velocity of the car at the collision point? So ang hinahanap for letter C is yung final velocity niya do sa point of collision, which is at point O. Ayan. So ano ba mga available? So guys, given yung S, given yung acceleration ng car, also given rin naman yung time t. So ang hinahanap is itong final. So I think maalin na lang dito ano. So either of these two equation. Ayan. So check natin if pareho. Ano? So since marami pa namang space na available dito sa baba. So try natin using the first equation. So final velocity ng car is equals to sa initial, which is 10, and then plus the acceleration, which is 0.8587, and then multiply by the time for the car, which is 38 seconds. So what is the final velocity? So dito na lang sa gilid. So 10 plus 0.8587 and then times 38. So that is 42.6306. 42.6306 meter per second. So let's check using the second equation, the last equation, the third equation. So that will be final velocity of car squared is equals sa initial velocity ni car na 10 squared, and then plus 2 times 0.8587 multiplied by 1000, 2as. So the final velocity of the car using the third equation is equals lang sa 10 squared and then plus 2 times 0.8587 then times 1000 equals, so square root ng answer, so 42.63. Ayan, may konti lang decimal, so okay lang naman yun. So sa pang-apat na ano naman siya, so napakaliitan yun, 631 na lang, 6310. Okay, so almost the same, so either of these two is acceptable. So guys, I'll give you time again to copy, so you have 2 minutes. So masagutan mo yun sa board exam, may 3 points ka na agad. So lumalabas rin talaga si DRB sa board exam. Okay guys, so let's proceed with the next problem. Okay guys, so problem number 2. So a ball is thrown vertically upward with an initial velocity of 3 meter per second from the top of tall building. Okay, the ball strikes the ground 4 seconds later. Which of the following gives the highest point above the building reached by the ball? Letter B, which of the following gives the height of the building above the ground level? And for letter C, which of the following gives the velocity of the ball as it hits the ground? So again, this will be categorized in the problem na free-falling bodies. So under free-falling, again, sulat mo muna ulit yung mga available equations. So BF, BO. So plus minus GT. And then yung isa, yung H, is equals to BOT plus 1/2 of GT squared. And then yung last, so final velocity squared is equals to initial velocity squared. Then plus minus 2GH. Okay, so illustrate muna natin yung problem. Again, meron ka daw building. Always tabingi. Ayan, okay na yan. So, on top of the building, meron daw nagbato. So, ano na lang, represent natin ng particle. Ayan. So, may naghagis with an initial velocity of 3 meter per second, vertically upward. So, the initial velocity is 3 meter per second. Sinisilip ko kasi ito sa OBS kung hagip pa siya. Okay, so 4 seconds later, tumama siya sa ground. Yan. So yung total time travel niya, yung binigay sa problem, which is 4 seconds. Okay? So ano ba yung mga pinapanap sa problem? So, i-drawing lang natin to. So, for letter A, ang hinahanap niyan is the highest point above the building. So, ito. So, i-denote na lang natin siya as, ano gusto niyo letter? Sige, small letter H na lang. And then, yung height ng building, ilet natin siya as our capital letter H. Okay, so siguro gets na yung magiging mangyayari dito. So, ang unang pinapahanap, highest point above the building or yung small letter H. Again, ano nga yung ating ina-assume once yung ball is na-reach niya yung maximum height o yung peak. So, pagdating niya dito, yung final velocity dapat niya will be equal sa 0. Again, so sa observation nga natin, kapag may hinahagis tayo, di ba, momentarily, parang tumitigil siya doon sa pinakatuktok. Tapos bago pa siya ulit bumagsak as it gains speed hanggang marating niya yung ground. Okay, so alin ba yung gagamitin nating equation dito? 2gh. So final, kung ito, wala tayong time. And then kung ito, okay. So combination yan, pwede rin na pala natin gamitin to, itong third equation. So for letter A, so you are required to solve for H, small letter H. So ang gamitin natin dito is yung third equation. So BF squared is equals to BO squared plus minus 2GH. Okay, so since positive naman, yung H, ito magiging minus, yung G kasi contra in direction niya. So this will be 0 squared. Then ito, that is 3 squared. And then minus 2, ano ba to? Ayan, SI. So times 9.81. And then multiply by H, yung unknown. Okay, so what will be the value of your H? So 3 squared and then divided by 19.62. So H is 0.4587. 0.4587 meters. Okay, so dumako naman tayong for letter B. So dito na lang. So for letter B, ano ba yung pinapahanap sa B? So which of the following gives the height of the building above the ground level? So ito yung ground level mo. So ano daw yung height ng building na yan? Okay, so again, pwede mong gawin, baakin mo yung solution mo. So once na nandito ka, ito naman yung i-consider mo. Or pwedeng i-consider mo na siya ng buo. Again, yung hinahanap natin is yung letter H. Tama? So for letter H, ayan, yung capital letter H na yan. We can solve that using the whole scenario. Okay, so ang gawin na lang natin is itong formula, yung second formula. Kung saan, capital letter H na yan is equals to VOT plus minus 1/2 of GT squared. Okay, so again, magbe-base tayo sa initial velocity. So since pataas yan and yung sinusukat niya is pababa, so the value of your H, yung capital letter H mo, is negative H. So equals to, so initial velocity, so pataas yan, 3, and then times 4, and then yung gravitational acceleration ay pababa, so minus ito, 1/2 of 9.81 times 4 squared. Okay, so what will be the value of H? So 3 times 4, so 3, mali na yung calculus sa OBS na napipindot ko. So 3 times 4 and then minus 1/2 times 9.81 times 4 squared. Ayan. So that is negative 66.48. Pero since may pareho naman silang may negative sa unahan, sige, ano na rin natin. Or h is equals to 66.48. Again, pwede yung gawin mo ha, kung di kayo kumbensado dito sa solution na to. Ang pwedeng gamitin nyo is yung mahabang solution. Yung iisa-isahin mo yung ano nyo. Kasi from this point, yung letter A, sige, pakita na rin natin. Though ito naman is parang kamukha na rin ng isang problem na napakita ko sa inyo. So, considering the scenario, hanggang doon sa peak natin. So, from the peak, pababa. Ayan. Ito is yung nung nasa top siya ha. So, ito yung magiging initial velocity and then ito na yung magiging final velocity. So, mangyayari kasi if you're going to consider this point, okay. Ayan. So, parang nag-sectioning tayo, di ba? So, ito yung H. And then, ito yung capital letter H. So, di ba makakakuha tayo ng time t dito? Yung once it reaches the top, using the first equation. So, knowing that yung final velocity mo will become 0 is equals lang sa initial velocity na 3 and then minus 9.81 times time t. So, yung time required to reach the maximum height is 3 over 9.81. And then to solve for yung h, ito na nga siya. Okay, so ang gawin natin, itong c na to, yung pababa na. So, ang hanapin natin is yung height. Pero mangyayari dyan, i-add mo yung dalawa. So, h plus h. So, h plus yung 0.4587. So, gagamitin ko yung second equation na. Ito. So, initial velocity niya, so this is 0 kasi from the top, pababa na siya. So, 0 times yung time. So, mangyayari lang, yung time na yung consider mo dito, so that will be 4 minus yung time required to reach its maximum height. Ayan. Pero anyway, magiging 0 pa rin naman yun. And then plus, positive na yan kasi sumabay na sa direction ng initial velocity. So 1/2 of 9.81 times 4 minus 3 over 9.81 squared. Okay, so pareho lang dapat na lalabas sa sagot yan. So pindutin lang ulit natin sa ALCube. So 9.81 divided by 2 times the quantity of 4 minus 3 divided by 9.81 squared. And then, yan o, 66.9387. So, minus mo pa yung 0.4587. So, minus 0.4587. So, 66.48. So, pareho lang. Okay, so last for letter C. Ano bang hinahanap sa letter C natin? Which of the following gives the velocity of the ball as it hits the ground? So, siguro mas maganda kung ito na lang ulit yung gamitin natin. And then, yung velocity na pinapahanap is ito. Yung before it reach siya yung ground. So, yung moment na before siya tumama. Yung, kumbaga, sobrang liit na ng distance para kuha natin yung full velocity niya as it hits the ground. So, we can use the third equation. So, bf squared is equals to initial. So, yung buong system na coming from the start hanggang ma-reach siya yung ano. So, plus or minus 2g. So, kukunin natin dito is yung displacement ng dalawa. So, that is h. So, bf squared. So, i-bf ko na lang siya is equals to the square root of initial velocity. So, pataas. 3 squared. Ito pala, since pababa to, so ito is minus. And then, pataas yun. So, lumabag sa direction ng gravitational acceleration. So, minus 2 times 9.81. Pero yung sinusukat niya is also pababa. Ayan, pababa yung h. Ito pataas. So, this is also negative h, which is 66.48. So, negative, negative. So, mag-a-add lang yung dalawa. So, square root of 3 squared plus 2 times 9.81 times 66.48. So, the final velocity is equals siya sa 36.24. So, meter per second. So, meaning downward siya. Okay, so again, you have the alternative solution. Pwedeng ganito yung gawin mo. Nasa sa inyo kung ano yung gusto nyong gawin. Pero ito na lang muna. Ano? So again, I'll give you time to copy. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay guys, so let's proceed with the next problem. Okay, problem number 3. So, two automobile A and B are approaching each other in adjacent highway lanes. Ayan, ganito. So, at t is equals to 0, car A and B are 1 kilometer apart. Their speed are given as follows. So, yung car A has a velocity of 110 kilometers per hour and yung car B mo is 60 kilometers per hour. So, mas mabilis yung takbo ni car A compared kay car B. And they are at points P and Q respectively. Okay, so ito pa yung another scenario. So, yung car A daw passes point Q. So, si point Q guys, ito nga yung initial location ni car B o yung pinagsimulan. 40 seconds after B was there. Okay? And then, yung car B mo passes point P. So, ito nga yung initial location ni car A. 40 seconds after car A was there. Okay? So, for letter A, determine the acceleration of car A. B, determine the time when they pass each other. And letter C, determine the speed of B when they pass each other. So, again, this is an example of a rectilinear translation. Kung saan yung mga equation na gagamitin natin ay final velocity is equals to initial. So, plus 80. And then yung isa, so S equals to VOT. Plus 1/2 of 80 squared. And then yung last, so BF squared is equals to BO squared plus 2AS. Okay, so siguro mas ganda kung i-drawing natin siya ng naka-top view. So, gawa lang ako ng 2 separate lanes. Ayan. Sabihin natin 1 kilometers na yan. So, ito si car A. Okay. So, saan nga nagsimula si car A? So, sa point P siya. So, sukatin na lang natin siya sa gitna. Ano? Ayan. And ito, so this will be our car B, which is starting at point Q. Okay, so the initial velocity of car A is given as 110 kilometer per hour. So again, i-convert na natin siya diretso. So, di ba, ano nga conversion nito? 1,000 or so i-divide natin ng 3.6. Hindi ko na i-convert kasi na example naman tayo kanina na ganyan. So 110 divided by 3.6. So 275 over 9. Sulat na lang natin ang buo. So 275 over 9 meter per second. Okay. So next for car B. Papawis na naman ang kamay ko. So, lagyan natin to ng A. So, yung car B, ang initial velocity ni car B ay equals 60 kilometers per hour. So, mas mabagal nga siya. So, i-convert mo lang siya directly. So, divide mo lang ng 3.6. So, that will be 60 divided by 3.6. So that is 50 over 3. Meter per second. Okay, so ano bang unang hinahanap? Determine the acceleration of car A. So sabi nga, they are separated, ano nga yung distance sila? So 1 kilometer away or 1,000 meters. Diretso ko na siyang convert. Ayan. So, initially, yung car A mo daw passes point Q 40 seconds after. So, knowing this scenario, so masosolve natin yung letter A. So, hinahanap nga again is yung acceleration. Naglalag talaga itong So, alin yung gagamitin natin equation? So, yung second equation, ano? So, SA, o yung distance nila, so that is 1,000, is equals do sa initial velocity na 275 over 9 multiply by the time. So, again, it passes point Q 40 seconds after the car B was there. And then plus 1/2 of A, so acceleration ni car A, times t squared. So, from that, makukuha natin yung acceleration ni car A. So, 1,000. So, 1,000 minus 275 divided by 9 times 40. And then times 2 divided by 40 squared. Alright guys, so kung napansin ninyo, negative yung value niya. So ibig sabihin pala, yung car A mo is pabagal, nagde-decelerate siya. Okay? So which is something na tama naman kasi kung mapapansin nyo, halos magkadikit kasi yung time nila, di ba? Itong si car A 40 seconds, itong si car B is 42 seconds. So kung i-analyze mo siya, si car A is tumatakbo ng 110 kilometers per hour and si car B is 60 kilometers per hour. So halos doble yung diferensya nila. Eh kung kokonti lang yung seconds na pinagkaiba nila, ibig sabihin, ito hindi niya na-retain or hindi siya nag-accelerate. Ibig sabihin, yung car A mo is bumabagal siya. Okay, so ito yung sagot for acceleration ni A or for question letter A. So, kunin na rin natin guys yung acceleration ni B. Ano? So, ganun lang din naman. Same equation tayo. So, ano nga yung kay car B? So, 42 seconds. So, 42. Then plus 1/2. So, acceleration ni B times 42 squared. So, tingnan natin kung sa pabilis si car B. Pero sa tingin ko, mag-ano to mag-gain ng acceleration. So, 1,000. So, minus 50 divide 3 times 42 and then times 2 then divided by 42 squared. So, that is 50 over 147. So, nag-accelerate nga siya. Okay, so, hindi naman siya kailangan. Next, For letter B, determine the time when they pass each other. So, anong nangyari guys dito? So, again, i-illustrate lang natin. Siguro dito na lang. So, gawin ko na lang siyang color green. So, coming from their initial point, na point P and point Q. Ayan, ito yung linya ng lane. So, alin nga mas bumilis? So, pagpalagay natin dito sila pang-abot. Ayan. So, this is car B. This is car A. So, yung distance na travel ni car A, so i-assume ko siya as yung SA mo. And then, ito yung distance na na travel ni car A nung nagpang-abot yung dalawa. And ito si SB. But then again, alam natin na ito is equal sa 1,000 meters. So therefore, yung SB, so pwede natin siyang i-rewrite na 1,000 minus SA para nababawasan yung mga unknowns natin. Okay, so initial position, ganyan. So dito nga sila nagpanagpo. And then, hindi natin pareho alam yung time. Pero we can say na yung time na trinable ni car A is equals lang dun sa time na trinable ni car B na nagpanagpo sila. So TA is just equals to TB. So ilan ko na lang siya as time T. Okay, so that is also unknown. So determine the time when they pass each other. So alin kaya yung pwede natin gamitin dyan? Think same equation din, no? Yung itong equation number 2. So let's start first with car A. So siya magiging SA nga is equals to, so again ang initial velocity ni car A is given as 275 over 9. So times the time t. So again equal lang naman yung time nila. And then minus, so alam na natin siya ay minus kasi nga deceleration to since negative. 5 over 18 times t squared. And then for car B, so pwede na natin siyang i-replace na 1,000 minus S sub A, or yung distance traveled by car B na nagpang-abot sila, is equals dun sa initial velocity ni car B, which is 50 over 3. And then again, time iisa yan. And mapapalabas nga natin, So plus, nag-accelerate siya at a rate of 50 over 147, and then multiply by the time t squared. So this will be our equation 1, and this will be our equation 2. So ang gawin natin, substitute equation 1 to 2. Kasi kung mapansin nyo, ito SA, and then ito SA. So substitute lang natin siya dyan. So the final equation will be 1,000. So minus, i-quantity natin na ganyan. So 275 over 9, then times t, and then minus 1/2 of 5 over 18, and then times t squared. So equals to 50 over 3, and then multiply by t, then plus 1/2 of 50 over 147 times t squared. And so medyo mahaba-haba itong pindutin sa calcu. Anyway, i-shift solve na lang natin. Okay lang ba? So 1,000 minus the quantity of so pwedeng tanggalin ko na yung quantity, 275 divide 9. So alpha x, and then minus, so magiging plus 5 divided by 2 times 18 is 36 times alpha squared, x squared. So equals to 50 divided by 3x times x plus 1/2 of 50 divided by 147 times alpha x squared. So shift solve natin. So isip kayo ng value, positive value. So pagpalagay natin na 5. Malayo pala sa 5. So yung time na nagpang-abot yung dalawa is 54.425. But laki. No. There's something wrong with our equation. Tingnan nga natin mabuti. So minus SA. ko lang ha. Baka dito ako may nagkamaling pindot. Oh no. So na-quantity ko to, no? So sumama siya doon sa baba, yung isang x. So tanggalin ko lang to guys ha. So ayan. So ba't ko nasabing mali yung 54? Kasi ba't siya magiging 54 if 40 seconds ka na lang yung tinake para matravel niya yung pinanggalingan ni Carby. And si Carby, ganun din, 42 seconds. So impossible na lalampas siya sa mga values na yun. Dapat less than 40 yung makuha natin. So, sige, nakita ko yung mali. Naisama ko pala siya sa baba. So, nangyari dito kanina, parang naging over 90. Ship solve natin. Lagyan natin ang value. Ayan. So, this is more realistic. So, 20.8883. So, guys, kailangan din dito na ano ha. So, hindi rin naman kasi talaga maiwasan na magkamali ka ng pindot. So, yung analysis ba? So, alam kasi natin na 42 and 42 to. Nung narating ni A hanggang doon sa point Q. And vice versa, si Q doon sa point P. Ayan. So, for letter C, ano ba ang tinatanong sa letter C? So, determine the speed of B when they pass each other. Okay, so, alin nga si Carby? Ito nasa taas. So, alin ba dyan na maganda gamitin? Okay, so I think pwede natin gamitin lahat. Pero pinakamadali is ito na. Gamitin natin yun. So again, ang hinahanap is final velocity. So given naman yung initial velocity na 50/3. And then plus yung acceleration, nakuha rin natin. 50/147. So yung time na gagamitin is ito na. Inocompute natin kanina. Na-compute. So what will be the final velocity? So, yan na yan. So, 50 divided by 3 plus 50 divided by 147 then times the answer. So, its velocity is 23.7716. 7716. Alright. So, again, na-compute naman natin lahat. So, I'll give you time to copy. So, you may start copying. Okay, so let's proceed with the next problem. Okay guys, last problem. So this is under the category of ang tawag nga dito? So variable acceleration motion. So basahin ulit natin yung problem. So a car is traveling at the speed of initial velocity on a straight level road. After the brakes are applied at t is equals to 0, the motion can be approximated by x is equals to t cubed over 100 minus t squared plus 17t, where x is the distance traveled in meters and t is the time in seconds. Which of the following gives the value of the initial velocity? Letter B, which of the following gives the distance required for the car to stop? And letter C, which of the following gives the maximum acceleration during the braking. Okay, so again, isulat muna natin yung equation mo. So the given equation for this problem, so x is equals to t cubed over 100 minus t squared plus 17t. So for letter A, so ang hinahanap dito is yung velocity. Again, velocity is equals lang sa dx. So for this example, dx siya over dt. So ang gagawin lang natin, we will differentiate this equation. So that will be dx is equals to 3t squared over 100. Factor out ko na lang yung dt minus 2t plus 17. So factor out ko and then divide ko dito, transpose ko sa kabila, so magiging dx all over dt. Or that is just equals lang sa velocity. So sabi dyan, ano daw yung initial velocity? So kapag initial velocity ka, di ba sabi, after the brakes are applied at time 0, so it is traveling at an initial velocity. Tapos doon sa time na yun, in-apply niya yung brakes niya. So what is the velocity at 0 seconds? So substitute nyo lang dito. So that will be 3. So this is 0 na. And then minus 2 times 0, so plus 17. So in short, the initial velocity of this car is 17 meter per second. Alright, so for letter B guys, ano bang hinahanap? Which of the following gives the distance required for the car to stop? So, yung word na stop, so meaning, yung velocity natin should be equals to 0 meter per second. So, gawin mo, using this equation, yung nakuha nga natin kanina. Ayan. So, lagay mo lang dito. So, velocity is just equals to 3t squared over 100 and then minus 2t plus 17. So, equate mo lang siya to 0. So, with this, may mahanap tayong value ng time, pero yung kailangan nating value, so ano lang to by quadratic equation. Or gamitin natin is, mag-shift solve na lang tayo. So, dalawa yung babalabas na value niyan kasi yung time mo is na-as word. Yung isa is possible, negative siya. Pero as we all know, wala naman tayong negative time na i-consider. Hindi ka naman pwedeng bumalik do sa nakaraan. So, plus 17. So, shift solve. Maglagay ka lang ng any positive value. Ayan. So, yung time required para maging 0 yung velocity niya is 10 seconds. Alright. So, last. So, which of the following gives the maximum acceleration during braking? So, ayan. Ang hinahanap is yung maximum acceleration. So, paano natin isosolve yung maximum acceleration? Okay, so to solve for the maximum acceleration, so, di ba may nakuha tayo kanina equation for the velocity? So, we all know that yung acceleration mo is equals lang sa dv over dt. So, again, i-differentiate lang natin yung equation natin kanina na 3t squared over 100 minus 2t plus 17. So, kapag din-differentiate mo yan, so makukuha mo na yung kanyang acceleration na equation. So, that is 6t over 100 minus 2. So, that is our acceleration. Okay, so ano ba yung, paano ba makukuha yung maximum acceleration? So, again, kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong range from 0 up to 10 seconds. So, ang gawin natin, guys, itry muna natin yung value na maximum na 10 seconds. So, again, this is just, dv over dt. So, pinactor out ko lang yung dt and then transpose ko sa kabila to make it the equation for acceleration. Okay, so if t is equals to 10, therefore, the acceleration for that is 6 times 10 and then divided by 100 and then minus 2. So that is negative 1.4. Tama ba? So negative 1.4 meter per second squared. So itong acceleration kasi, yung maximum na yan, so pwede kasing deceleration yan. So hindi naman naka-emphasize dyan kung positive or negative. Pero ito is during yung time mo is 10 seconds. So maaari kasi guys, na yung, so maaaring kasi, anong nangyari dyan, yung maximum acceleration mo or deceleration happened nung time is equals to 0. So, i-check natin. So, if t is equals to 0 seconds, so, our acceleration will be, ayan, negative 2 meter per second squared. So, which of these two is the maximum? So, ito yung tamang sagot. Ano? So, maximum acceleration or deceleration. So, again, ito yung magiging final answer. Okay, so these are the answer for letter A. Ito yung initial velocity niya. Letter B, so gives the distance required to car the stop. Ay, ang nakuha pala natin is time. So anyway, ano na naman to, madali lang naman. So since may time na tayo, and then alam natin yung given naman na original equation is in terms of distance x. So substitute mo lang dito sa equation na to. Okay? Sorry, hindi ko nabasa yung buong tanong. So, palitan lang natin yan. So that will be 10 cubed all over 100 minus 10 squared and then plus 17 times 10. So ito pa pala yung final answer mo for letter B. So x, so pindutin natin sa LQ. So 10 cubed divided by 100 minus 10 squared and then plus 17 times 10. Ayan. So, 80 meters. Sorry. So, ito pala yung mga final answer natin. Alright, guys. So, again, please copy the solution. I'll give you 2 minutes. So, guys, next meeting pala, mag-quiz muna tayo. Before tayo mag-conduct ng oral recitation. So, naka-base din dun sa exam na mangyayari. So, quiz muna, then the following meeting, tsaka tayo mag-recitation, graded recitation. So, the topics ng coverage niyan is yung Module 1 hanggang dito sa Module 2. Okay? So, please copy. Okay guys, so that ends our discussion for Module 1 and Module 2. So next meeting, another topic tayo. So this time, under motion diagram. So kung maaalala nyo guys yung concept ng shear and moment, so parang ganun din yun. So grabe sabi ni sir, madali lang daw yung dynamics, but may mga pumasok na naman si deformable at saka si calculus. So madali lang yun guys, So area lang yan. Ayun, so reviewin nyo lang yung paggawa ng shear and moment kasi ang mangyayari doon sa motion diagram, pareho lang sila ng konsepto. And i-recall nyo yung general equation nyo for nth degree curve. So i-apply ulit natin siya. Okay, so see you guys on our next video. Thanks.